Do you hate your job? Trust me, I've been there. Dreading Mondays, can't wait for Fridays. Did you know you didn't have to live like that? I did for years until I found my notary commission. Now you're probably thinking, how in the world is a notary making great money? I teach you that in my Ultimate Notary Training Bundle. I'm going to teach you how you take a simple notary commission and begin generating six figures for yourself and your business. You don't have to stay in the rat race. You can actually live the life that you would love to wake up to every single day. Don't delay. Click the link below, and I'll teach you how to gain time and financial freedom through the notary industry. Join me online at notarytonotary.com. Hey guys. Okay, so this is going to be a work with me kind of live. I feel like I haven't gone live in a little minute. You know what else I don't go live on as much as I should? TikTok. I definitely don't go on TikTok as much as I could. What is this? All right. All right, let me give you guys the tea. Are you guys ready for the tea? I'm going to put this on live on TikTok too. Okay. What do I call it? Well, that was easy. Call that. Okay. Well, actually, I want to screen share, so I probably won't put it live right now because then they won't get to see what I'm showing you guys. We'll have to go live later. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Is it afternoon? It's officially afternoon. I am really excited. We're kind of going to start from the top. So if this is your first time tuning in with me, my name is Vanessa Terry. I am the founder of Notary to Notary. I teach people how to build six-figure notary businesses. And you know, it's so funny. I had a really funny experience today with one of the owners of this mortgage company, my mortgage, the mortgage company I write under. And it was funny because we had the same conversation. So how many of you guys know about the Loan Officer Edge program that we have? I was talking to him because we're actually going live now. So if you're in the program, you probably still can't see the dashboard yet, but you should be able to see it at the end of the day. My team is working very aggressively to get all of this live today. I'm really excited. We're actually also doing our events too. So we're doing the live events, getting those scheduled out. We will have in-person loan officer classes here, as well as notary classes, and then virtual loan officer classes, as well as notary classes. If you sign up for the Roast to Roaster program, you will see yours shortly. We're trying to do get all the loan officer stuff out this week so you guys can start working on that. But I'm really excited because I was talking to him. I'm going to hit all your questions, guys, I promise. I was talking. Oh, and Alyssa, we partner with a major licensing company now. I have to still send you guys your codes out before you to register. But when I tell you want to make sure that you get your license, make sure you follow. You're going to see all the training so you have it. What all the program consists of? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna hit your questions. I'm really excited because we were really working out the lead gen process. Same thing how we do with notaries. So with notaries, of course, we teach you how to get work, but we also give you clients. We give you leads. We tell you places you could go to get work. We don't just teach you how to do the industry. We give you literally go do this work or whatever. So, and then of course you have the signing service that we also send work out through too. So I want to do the same thing with loans. So adding the Loan Officer Edge program was really cool because not only will I be training you guys on processing mortgages and processing loans, I'm also going to help you with leads. So we're actually going to give you loans to close or leads to close. I like to call them leads to close, which I think is really cool, and it's available nationwide. So I'm really excited about that. And so we were today we had a meeting for Loan Officer Edge, and with the team of my mortgage coach. And so it was really just fine tuning everything and making sure it would run smoothly. And I'm really excited. So I'm gonna put the events now. We were trying to figure out how we're going to do the events page. So this has been a little tricky. We were initially putting them on the Notary to Notary page. So it'd basically be like Notary to Notary. And there's a page for Loan Officer Edge, and there's a page for Realtor to Realtor. But then I was like, well, I don't want people to get confused, but I also don't want 1,000 pages either. So like on the loan officer portion, for example, we have loan officer training, but then we also have classes for the general public to come in to get classes. Like we do first time homebuyer classes, VA classes, things like that. And so I didn't want to confuse the people. So I'm still figuring that out, how we're going to do it. I just don't want people to get confused when it comes to like what classes they can sign up for. So we'll figure that all out today. It's going to run smoothly. And if you do, like when we start, you start seeing everything come out on the site and stuff. If I would say you don't have to give me feedback right now because I know I'm all over there. But just make sure that give it like a week and everything should be fine-tuned as far as any nuts and bolts that need to be fixed. Okay, so I do have some updates for you guys, but I do see questions. I want you guys to know I am going to hit your questions in just a second. So Notary to Notary, let's kind of just focus on that first. So Notary to Notary, all of the classes for June, I believe, are up now. So of course you have the courses that are available to you where you can go in and do your own process as far as learning on your own. Ultimate Notary Training is where you want to go, all that good stuff. And then we do have the events page where you're able to see the classes that we have coming up. I'm just trying to pull it up really quick for you. This is the events page. I'm just going to put it in the chat. You guys can definitely peep that on your own time. Actually, I'll screen share so you can see it. So you know the class that we have coming up. We are going to have open office week. I'm going to send an email out for that. So if you are local or if you want to come on in, you can. Normally when we do open office week, it's between 10 and 4. The really cool part is starting next week. Maybe I might even start this week. You will now be in the office with notaries, loan officers, and realtors all training and working together. So it's a really good opportunity to network and build those relationships. And I'm really excited about putting all the pieces together. We also have a few title companies that we work with now too, which they'll be in the mix. So you'll learn about that more as we go along. You guys know we always want to get title companies in the mix. Oh yeah, so we do have a couple classes. This Saturday is the Becoming an Apostille Agent in 2025. So if you always want to do apostille work, this is where you're authenticating documents for foreign use. You want to get into that class, and that's going to show you how to actually get clients, how to process them. It can be an intimidating avenue to go into. I definitely never tell someone brand new to the notary space to take this class. My recommendation is to start off with general notary work, loan closing, e-notary, and even like general notary work and inspections. And then add on loan closing, e-notary, non-notary. My phone is going off like a crazy person. There's a signing. What's today? On the 19th. There's a signing on the 19th. You got to actually keep your phone. That's not bad. It's like 10 minutes away from me. Let's see how much they're offering. And if it's not what I want, I'll just counter it. So that's how I do that. If it's not something that I want to actually pay for, then I'll counter it. I mean, it's something I don't want to take, and my Wi-Fi is being ridiculous. So by the time I do take it, see it, someone's going to pick it anyway. All right. So anywho, classes coming up. We have Apostille Agent, build your own notary request app. And this is the part that I think I got a couple people asking me about this class, and I realized that the way it's listed may be confusing. Some people were asking me, they were like, oh, so if you build this app, it's so you bring notaries to you. And I'm like, no, it is. I'm going to change the name so you guys get it. It's basically so you build an app that the general public will download to submit notary requests to you. So they will download the app and they will submit e-notary requests, things like that to you. So it's an app for your notary business, for your clients. Okay. We had this class last weekend. It did sell out. I think we only let 20 people in. So that one sold out pretty quickly. So we're doing it again, only 20 people, because it's a very technical class. And then at the end of the class, you're able to screen share. Most people that when we did the class last time, you were able to build it as we go along. And then you can screen share. I can give you feedback, kind of help. Alyssa, you did the class, right? Is your app up yet? If it's not, that's okay. If it is, email it to me so I can look at it. But anywho, so that's that class. The following weekend, you have 3 classes. Oh goodness, I didn't realize that. Inspections is at 11, and then we follow up with your Start Your Notary Business training. I love the Start Your Notary Business trainings here. I probably will end up opening in-person tickets for that one too. I just haven't decided yet if I'm going to actually be in the office that day. But I love these classes because you're able to come in. We train on everything. So if we have only like new people, we just cover the basics. If we have more experienced people that are in there, they want to like, for example, I have a lot of students now that are asking me more about AI and automations. We can focus on any aspect of your notary business build. It's very similar to the coaching program that we have on Sundays. And that's where you're able to, we talk about everything on Sunday. Whatever you want to talk about, we talk about it in relation to your notary business. Okay. And then, of course, we have the step into the courtroom legal deposit. Get legal deposit. And it's so funny. Watch this. My sister said, she said, why do you always say that word wrong? And so I'm giving you guys a heads up before the class. I say the word deposition wrong all the time. Okay. You ever have a word that you can't say? Does anybody have a word that you always mess up? Deposition. I have to think about it when I say it because I want to say disposition. That's what I want to say. I want to say disposition. I don't know why I want to say disposition, but that's the word that comes to my head. And I've been saying it like that. And I keep forgetting to say, and it's so funny because my sister was like, you're going to say that during your class. You're going to say disposition. And I said, I should just do a YouTube video or like a little reel that basically just says, I know I'm saying the word wrong. It's just stuck in my head that way. You know what I'm saying? So during the class, I'm going to do a disclaimer again because I'm going to have to say the word deposition a lot. I'm going to give a disclaimer before the class starts, and it's going to say, if you hear me say disposition or just butcher the word in any way, just know it's a prelude. I probably will. Okay. I probably will butcher the word. Don't judge me. Okay. I know if I slow down and say it, deposition, I got it. But when I'm like going, it's deposition. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so that class is also on Saturday. Now, what I am going to do also now, between today and tomorrow, we're going to finish our July schedule. Now, our July schedule is also going to have a mixture of notary training classes and loan officer classes mixed into here. Okay. So if you are in the Loan Officer Edge program, and you guys are going to get this in your email so you'll know you don't need to register for any of the loan officer classes. It's included in your pass. Okay. If you're not, and you're like, hey, I want to check out a class, you would register for it. But I'm going to also send this out as an email to all my Loan Officer Edge people who got that unlimited access pass when we were talking about it a couple weeks ago. It ended. We had it out for a while, but yeah, so that ended. So now to get into the Loan Officer Edge program, it's $997 annually. You pay that annually, and you get access to all the training materials, coaching, live events, all the good stuff. Okay. All right. So that's what's going on the notary to notary side. Let me see if I can take this down. We do have a few giveaways that we're going to be doing towards the end of this month. We are really trying to hit 100,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So definitely share, like, comment, post, all the things. Really get that algorithm loving us so we can hit that 100K subscribers. But let me hit some of your questions, and then we're going to rock and roll. Okay, so I've been watching you forever. I'm so glad I caught you. I'm ready to take my business to the next level. Now that I don't have a job, any advice? Get into the Ultimate Notary Training and follow every single step. That is it. And you want to start off when you get into it, do Notary Sign Agent Part 1 and 2. This is why it was so funny. I was talking to, like I said, my mortgage coach, and he was just saying this is a really great program that you have for the loan officers. But he said one thing I noticed is like anything. I notice this anyway. Like notaries, loan officers, realtors. It doesn't matter what your insurance agents. It doesn't matter what it is. He said you're always going to have people who actually execute and do the thing. And then there are going to be people who like, oh, this sounds good. They're going to like drag their feet. They're going to drop the ball. And I do see that sometimes. You ever think about it. We give you a list of 100 clients, for example, to sign up with. I can tell you most students, and they tell me, they're honest. They're like, Vanessa, I only did 5. But the list is there. It's there. It's work ready for you. Inspection companies, the list is there. Everything is there. How to get to we literally give you the entire blueprint. There's nothing that's missing from how to build your notary business and the ultimate notary training. There's literally nothing. So I am so confident in that, to the point where the only caveat I would say is if you're trying to scale and you don't have like the AI training, or the new one we started doing, the AI powered notary, okay, maybe if you're like, oh, I want to automate. But if you do every single thing in the ultimate, you would be working. It's so funny because people, I say that now with great confidence, because I don't care who it is. I would love for somebody to say, and challenge me and come on here on this live. I will do it confidently because I know for a fact you didn't do it, or you didn't do it correctly. And it's not something where you can say, oh, it's going to be really vague. It's going to be very clear. It's going to be very clear. Anybody who's like, oh, I try to build a notary business, we probably should do that. Oh, I usually don't do negativity though. Like anybody who's like, oh, well, it didn't work or what have you. Like, come on here, let me see what you did. Because I can guarantee I can poke holes in what you did. You didn't do something right, because it works, And so I can say that with confidence in building. I'm sorry, I gotta fix my jacket. It's like crooked and it's bothering me. I need it to be like symmetrical. Okay. Anyway, so it's one of those things where it's like, if you follow it, it works. But I remember like he was telling me earlier, he was like, just like with your program, like your program works. I know because he does loan closings too. And he was just like, but it's like you have people, like not everybody's ready to commit. Not everybody's ready to do the things. Not everybody is ready to really like take it seriously. That's why you have realtors who don't really make a lot of money. You have ones who are $1 million realtors. You have realtors, you have loan officers who don't make a lot of money. You have some who are $1 million loan officers. Same thing with notaries. You have notaries who make a lot of money. You have 6-figure notaries. Like it's about taking the time to actually implement the steps. You follow me? Okay. But yeah, so you want to do the ultimate notary training at notarytonotary.com. All right, Carolyn, you got into the class for depositions. I like it. Oh, I forgot to put the link for all of our events in here. Hold on, guys. And that depositions class too is only up to 100 people in the class. And I will tell you, because it is a new class, I'm pretty sure it's going to sell out faster, because the platform that we stream on only allows for 100 people to be on there. I'm trying to see if I can even get into it to kind of show you. I don't know. I have to look. I can't see it right now. I have to look on the other side. All right. So good morning. I'll be scheduling to file my oath this week. Your pages help me so much in what to expect. Yay! I like it. Okay. What all does the program consist of? I have my loan signing license. So are you talking about loan officer? Loan officer edge is to actually be a loan officer. You don't have to do that. You can totally focus on your notary business. I'm just talking about it on here now because we do have 2 new programs. However, the loan officer edge and realtor to realtor will have their own separate YouTube channels probably by the end of the week. And so I'll primarily be talking about that on those channels to not confuse people when they're like, oh, I want to build a notary business. And so that way the content doesn't get confused. The algorithms get confused. So I just talk about it here now until I get those other two channels. Well, realtor to realtor is already up. I just haven't streamed on it yet. There's some content, but I haven't streamed live on it. But yeah, so it won't be on the same thing. But yeah, so loan officer edge is for people who want to build a loan officer business, to be a successful loan officer. So it is your own business that you're doing. Now you can be a loan officer and go underneath a company. It's like a notary. Like a notary can get hired as an employee of a company, or you can do it on your own. I like to do it on my own, but it's up to you. My hair is sticking up. It's bothering me. I did the class and followed along. It was awesome. I still didn't make edits before I published. Okay, so that was for the app building class. I like it. Where can I get the fees? Fees for what? I gotta know exactly what you mean. Then I'll let you know. Since I have my loan signing license, would I be learning more steps after having your license? Your hair is. Oh, thank you. So, what state are you in? because only one state has a actual notary loan signing license. What state are you in? That'll help me better direct you to what you should do. Put it in the chat. And if you have questions about it, and first of all, if you want to come on live with me, y'all always be so scary to come up here. If y'all want to come on live with me, you can, and you can ask me any questions. Use this link and I'll let you up here and we can talk about your notary business. But yeah, what state are you in? Then I can tell you, because so basically to be a notary, you just have to do loan closings, you need to have your notary commission. Now in like 3 states, there is additional licensing required. So like Maryland and Indiana, you need to have a title producer's license. You don't have to have one in Virginia, but you can get it if you're going to collect funds at the table. And then you have Limited DJ, you're back. We haven't seen you in a while. I gotta call Anastasia now and say, look who's in the chat. I'm trying to think of what it was. It's another state. I think it starts with an M. It's inside the course. They have an actual loan signing agent license. Outside of that, there's no license to do loan closings besides your notary commission. So you just want to have your commission, your E&O, your background check. Okay. But just let me know. Classes, but you said that this is a different video. I haven't seen it forever, so I'm just jumping. I'm in Texas. Okay, so Texas doesn't have a loan signing license. So you just have your notary commission. But I think you're saying you have the NSA certification. So it's not a license. It's a certification through a nonprofit organization that some companies prefer their notaries to have. Okay. I'm really big on verbiage, and I think everyone should be. And it's really important, especially when we're talking about, everything all of our fields are legal. So whether you're doing notaries, real estate, or mortgages, it's all of its law, all of its laws. You got to know your terminology. You got to be solid on what you're doing. And then I was talking to a title company recently, and I was trying to figure what she was asking me a bunch of legal questions, and I had to be able to answer them. That's why I said you never know what client's going to ask you something, And so, but basically she wanted me to define the notarial acts we were allowed to do in Virginia. And I defined them. But so if someone calls you and says, what are the notarial acts you can perform, and can you define them for me? Can you do that? If not, go back and get your handbook, go read your online code until you can. Okay. And it's really important. So like, for example, I had a client call me yesterday, and she needed to do what we decided was a copy certification, because people don't really know what's going on. So you can't tell them what to pick, but you can define them. And so she was like, I need to get this stuff done, da, da, da. And I said, okay, we could do it, bring it in. And so she was like, well, what is it exactly? What is the act? And I said, well, we can consider it a copy certification based off how she defined it. And she asked me, well, what all has to happen for this to be executed? And that's important to know. Like, it's important to know, what terms have to be met for it to be done. You have to know sometimes I had a student, actually, it's pretty funny. I've had people tell me like, oh, if they don't have ID, we can't notarize for them. Most states have laws that allow for alternative methods to have someone to be notarized without ID. Now, someone typically has to have it, even if it's credible witness. Your credible witness has to have ID. But there's usually workarounds, even people who can't sign. Maybe they're disabled or what have you. Most states allow for legislation that you can pull to get these things done. But a lot of times it's not going to be in your handbook. It's going to be in your online code. Okay, really, really, really important. But yeah, so what you were talking about is primarily just for doing loan closings as a notary. Okay, so actually doing the notarial closing. And that's all you would like. Having that NNA certification is perfectly fine. It's your commission, your E&O, your background, and the NNA certification is also really good. Like I said, a lot. And then too, don't get bummed if you can't get it. Like, I know plenty of notaries who are not NNA certified and they still make great money, because not all companies know who the NNA is. Unfortunately, they just don't. Like, there was I went to a notary, I would say, conference. There was a lot of notaries there. It was a lot of training. And the title, it was a guest title company. And they were talking about the NNA, and they had never heard of them. That was the first, this was probably several years ago. And I was like, I guess everybody does not know. But since then, I always ask when I'm talking to title companies, do they know? For them to have no idea who it is. So don't think that you have to have an NNA certification. And I said it because in order to get it, they run your driving record. Okay. And so if you have like a lot of things on your driving record, first of all, if you ever get denied, always appeal it. But if you can't pass because of your record or your background check in general, you can still work. It's not a requirement. You don't have to have it. Okay. Okay. So, but can I make money with being just an NNA LLC? So that's not, I'm really big on verbiage. I'm going to say this again because I want to make sure you got it. So you're not an NNA LSA. That's not what you are. You're a notary who does loan closings. We call it a notary signing agent or a loan signing agent. That is not a legal term. It's in no one's law except for that one state that requires it. I forget, it starts with an M. Okay. We made the word up, and that's fine. I say we is not me. We as an industry made that word up. Okay. So I'm really big on verbiage. Just stay with me. Okay. So as a notary who's commissioned, you can notarize loan documents. You technically don't have to have anything besides. When I first did my loan closing in 2014, I didn't have anything. I didn't even know what the NNA was. I didn't even know what a loan signer was. Okay. They just called me and said, "Can you do this?" I said, "Yeah." I knew how to do notarial acts. So I said, yes. And then from there, I started researching loan closings. And then I got into it and got an NNA certification. So my first notary signing agent was my first loan closing was not even, I wasn't anything. I don't even think I had E&O insurance, honey. I don't think I had a background. I think I just had my commission and my stamp and my website and my Google business profile page. Okay. Now I said that to say, you can call yourself, which is fine, because even I say that, notary signing agent, loan signing agent, but I like to separate it because people get confused. Okay. So a notary signing agent or a loan signing agent is a notary that closes on real estate documents. It's not a real thing. It's not in the law. We made it up. Okay. All right. Now, as a notary signing agent, loan signing agent, you can go through the National Notary Association, which is a nonprofit organization that is designed to assist and provide resources and training to notaries across the country. They have a voluntary notary signing agent certification. Now, in no state is that required in order to execute loan closings. However, there are title companies and signing services that prefer their notaries have that certification. You follow me? Okay. I like it. Okay. All right. So another question, how do you become a notary in Virginia? And this is for all 50 states. If you want to become a notary in your state, you're going to go to Google. You're going to type in Secretary of State. Your Secretary of State is who issues your commission. If you decide to go through a third party, that's on you. Okay. I think it's only one state you have to. Florida, you have to go through a third party, but they give you the vendors who you can use. Okay. In most states, if not besides Florida, probably like maybe one or two other ones, you go right through the Secretary of State. So go to Google. I'm gonna put this in my chat. You go to Google, you type in Secretary of State, Virginia Notary Public Application. Boop. Bam. Okay. Once you do that, I'm going to do it in screen share. Because I do it like this because a lot of people end up going the wrong way. And then they end up doing, it's like people who like get LLCs from like LegalZoom and stuff. It's like, you could have just did it yourself. You didn't have to do all that. Or people who just go to irs.com to get the EIN instead of irs.gov. They pay people like thousands of dollars to get it SWAM certified, and it takes literally like 10, 20 minutes. So it's like, I try anything that's like really simple to do. I'm going to like, hey, don't do it this way. All right. So if you just go to Google, and I just did Virginia. I didn't put Secretary of State because I know it's going to come up. The Secretary of the Commonwealth, become a notary, renew your commission. Okay. So you want to go through the .gov sites, not any of these, none of these. Oh, look at that. Look at Vanessa. Hey girl, what you doing? All right. So you go here. And then it says you must be 18, a legal resident, able to read and write English, a resident of Virginia, or a legal resident of the United States, or regularly employed in the states, or performing notary service in connection with your employment, and not have a felony that has not been restored. And then you log in and you apply. Ta-da! And all you do, I think it's $45. And once you do that, they'll do the background check, and then you'll get approved. And then you go take your oath, and that's it. Pretty simple. Let me see. I'm in Texas. I'm just getting started back. I love and have always loved your honesty. I'm glad you're saying go to Google and not TikTok. Yeah, we're not going to TikTok. No, there is no test in Virginia to get your commission. No, it's just an application. They run your background check, and that is it, and you're done. Okay. You do want to read your handbook. Really important. They have a new one. Right. So when I told you guys to read your code, so Virginia puts the code right here. The handbook is here. They have new laws that came into effect in 2024, but this is the code. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, no, they don't. I thought they put the actual code there and they didn't. So I'm going to show you how you get to the Virginia code. So you start off by reading your handbook, but you want to also read your code. It's a .gov site. It's always a .gov site. I think Florida is a little different, but and I'm going to show you what you would do. So this is all the law for Virginia that is online. This is actually not all the law. I think it's so fascinating. Don't get me into legal talk. But let's say I'm going to type in notary. So outside of reading your handbook, that's like 25 pages for Virginia, you're also going to read all of these 193 results. You're going to go through and read every single law that pertains to notarial work. This is what you're going to do. That's the only way you're going to know every single thing that exists. For example, in Virginia, there is a law that is not in your handbook, but it's in this code that basically says if a person is in a medical facility, you can use ID that's expired up to 5 years. If you don't know that and someone calls you from a hospital or a nursing home and they don't have ID, you're going to say, oh, I can't do it for you. Or you got to go get credible witness. No, they don't. If their ID is expired not more than 5 years, you can still use their ID. But that's not in the handbook. That's in the code. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I say you don't just read your handbook. What the handbook essentially is in most states, well, all states, is they take a good amount of the law, the code that you would need to do your job, and they put it in a nice handbook for you. It's not all the law. There is more laws you need to know. Okay. And you might say, well, I don't want to learn all that stuff. Okay. Well, then you're going to lose money. You just will. It's not even a guess. You will. Okay. Because there's things you won't know you can do. Or you end up doing things incorrectly that cost you money, where you can be sued, or really just, doing things incorrectly. You can lose your commission because you're not doing things in accordance with the legal standard. Like, all of these things matter. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do that. I like it. Texas has the same thing. Texas has a portal. All the states, I don't want to say all, I haven't been to all states online, but and then fun thing, I did a notary conference in Texas that I met I want to say it was the Attorney General, and we were talking about the laws, and he was basically saying that all of the laws for Texas too are nowhere near online. They have a lot of law online, but Texas is very old. But it's huge, and you got to think I guess how old it is. Like, he said, it's just so many laws. They can't even get them all online. They can. It would just take time. But it was just really cool. We kind of were having a little legal nerd session. Like, I can binge out on some law, guys. And so we were just talking about it, and I was like, so like here, in most every state, your courthouses will have a legal library. Anybody ever been to a legal library inside of a courthouse? Anybody? So most courthouses will have a legal library that is free and open to the public. Now, you still have to meet the requirements to get in the courthouse. Like you still, dress code if they have one, no phone, whatever. Most states have legal libraries inside their courthouses. The library is just code primarily. I mean, I've never been in one that had anything else besides codes and statutes. But anyway, put that on your homework for today, for this week. I'm going to go into a courthouse, a random courthouse in your city, like your court, and just ask them, or you can call first, do you have a legal library? Now, I did see a courthouse once that said that, I didn't ask a whole lot of questions, but they said it was like a courthouse with a legal library. They said it was only open to attorneys. So I guess it depends on your courthouse. You have to ask questions and see. But usually you can get into the most, and I will say if you're in Virginia, most all Virginia courthouses are open, like for the most part, as long as you're still like dressed professionally. Most of the time you can't bring your phone, like things like that. I think you can't even bring your laptop. It's just like you and your pens and your highlight. Well, you can't even write in there. So your notepad. Okay. Let's see. So if you were where I'm at, what would be your next steps to follow the ultimate notary training? Literally, it doesn't matter how you reword that. I'm gonna say the same thing. Why? I can't tell you how many people come to me and they'll say, well, I'm already a loan signing. And that's you. I'm already a loan signing agent. So what should I do now? I don't know. I don't know what you've done. All you did was take a test with the NNA. There's things you do before that, things after that. I don't know what you did. I don't know. What I do know is that literally, if you follow the steps inside Notary Signing Agent Part 1, which is the first course in the Ultimate Notary Training, and you do everything, don't skip steps. People like to do that. Everything, you'll be working. Okay. And it's funny. People will say, I had this happens all the time though. I have people who say, well, I finished the whole course. I got a certificate. And I'm going to tell you a secret. Okay. Repeat this. Okay. When I first built Notary to Notary, there were no certificates. Okay. There were none. Do you know why? Because certificates don't matter. In this space, they don't matter. And what I found was a lot of people were really they wanted to have something they can hold up and say, look what I did, look what I did. When you're in business, my goal, and tell me if this is not your goal, my goal for you is for you to, let me see if I have some, hold on. I usually don't carry it, but I'm gonna see if I do. Yeah. My goal for you is for you to get these certificates. This is all I got. I don't usually carry cash. My goal for you is for you to get these, but bigger than these. Okay. That's my goal. I want you to hold up these. Okay. That's all that matters. A business that doesn't have this, what are we doing here? Right. And so for a long time, I didn't have certificates because people they were getting caught up on the wrong thing. Okay. But then over time, you're probably one of them, probably like 3 years ago, people kept asking, but we want to have a certificate of completion. Can we have that? I don't know. Why do y'all need that? I don't know. And so I went ahead and put at the end of all the courses a certificate of completion. But I'm telling you, that is irrelevant. Okay. If you finish my courses and then you call me and say, Vanessa, I finished, I got my certificate. Yay. I'm going to say yay because I'm nice, but that's not a metric I'm looking for. I would rather you say, Vanessa, I'm 40% in, but I got my first closing. Okay, let's talk about it because now we're getting somewhere. You see what I'm saying? I'm more and we really have to focus on that because a lot of times as business, and when we're trying to start a new business, we focus on things that aren't actually generating revenue too. We do that. We'll spend 20 hours or 20 days designing a logo that's irrelevant. Like your logo is not that deep. It's not that deep. Okay. We spend too much time on things that don't matter. Okay. And I'm not saying not to train because you do need to train. I'm saying that the metric that I want you to gauge is your clients. How many clients do you have? How many deals are you closing? How many notarizations are you doing? That's it. That's it. Okay. Even like how many reviews on your website and your Google profile page. Let's talk about that. Like, let's talk about metrics that are actually going to affect your business. Okay, let's talk about that. That's important. Okay, so I say that to say, going back to this point, certificates don't matter. It's like people who like, okay, and I'm gonna be gracious because some people say, well, Vanessa, you're mean. I'm not mean, I'm honest. Okay. People will say, I'm gonna tell you, hold on. People will say, oh, I got an LLC, I'm so excited. And I get that, especially if it's your first one. It's like, ooh, I get that. But that's not it. that's not it. You know how people form LLCs and don't make a dollar? Okay. I need you to focus on generating revenue in your business. That's what I want you to focus on. Okay. So you asked me if I was in your shoes, where'd you go? Where is that? You asked me a question. I can't find it. What would you do? I would follow everything inside the Ultimate Notary training. That's what I would do. Literally step by step, and don't skip steps. I'm going to be in Richmond for a year, but I have Connecticut residence. Can I become a notary? You can, because you're going to be working here. I would have loved to have brunch or just meet you. I'm sure I'm gonna make it out to Texas. I'm sure. So I'm trying to think if I can say this. I can. So we'll be training nationally now, in-person classes for notary loans and real estate. So that's gonna be really fun. So I'm sure I will see you. Oh, this is probably, I know who this is, I think. Hold on. Good afternoon. Can I help? Oh, of course I can. Of course I can. That's perfectly fine. You know how many signers is it? I can do the witness. Can you do? I can do the witness. Can you do 90? Yeah, then just text me back. Let me know what you can do, and we'll negotiate it out. I got you, but I'll still do it for you. Just let me know. All right, darling. All right. Oops. I got hung up before she hung up. I do that a lot. I thought she said bye. All right, so that's a Ron. I actually had 3 requests for Rons today. But that's not till later. So that's gonna close at 6. I knew that was her. I knew it was. I even though I didn't have the number. It's a company out of California that always calls me for their Rons. All right, Ron. Today at 6. If it's not on my calendar, it doesn't get done. So this Ron that they're gonna send over should take me about 10 minutes, give or take. Okay. What was I saying? Okay. I have to like switch between work and like streaming. So I like to make sure I'm not missing anything. And that's why I said everything that I have to do is always on my calendar. So if it's not on my calendar, it doesn't get done. I swear by that. And so I needed to make adjustment anyway. Okay. All right. No, we're good. We're good. Everybody good. All right. So hey Janine, what's up, shuckas? Okay, all right, so let's get back into this. Like I said, I was answering any questions that you guys had. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm trying to make sure our Loan Officer Edge program is live on everyone's dashboard that registered. That's what I'm trying to make sure now. And then I'm going to set up the events for it on Eventbrite. So I'm really excited about that. I just love training. Training is really fun. And you know what I'm really looking forward to? The loan officer training to get your license. A lot of people are, so I was in this like loan officer group, and people have a hard time understanding the concepts and the laws and yada yada. And so I'm really excited to train, because one thing people always tell me, especially when it comes to notary work, is I do the same thing for loans and real estate. Like I had even a title producer. Oh my gosh. Now I don't teach title producer licensing. I don't. I thought about it. It might come later, but I'm not teaching it right now. But people always say, you make everything really easy to understand. And they're always like, everybody else makes it really complicated. And I think it's because I'm a mom, maybe, but I'm like always like using analogies, using stories, like, and I feel like people overcomplicate things and it's not that deep. And so I'm really excited to do the same thing with the loan officer piece, because, and the real estate, because a lot of people, they fail the loan officer test the first time. And I feel really confident that when you train with me, you won't fail it. I mean, I say you can't fail it. I mean, you got to study. I can't take it for you. But my goal, as long as you're like really showing up, taking notes, asking the questions, and then when I'm talking, if I'm explaining something to you, if you don't get it, say I don't get it, honey. I could describe fruit in 12 different ways. Okay. I can use all types of analogies. I will break out the builder blocks. Okay. We will do clay figures. I will pull out the board, and we're going to do a tic-tac-toe until you get these concepts down. And so, but that's why people say you got to walk in your gift. I love teaching. I just so happened to fall into the real estate space. I just so happened to fall into notary. You know, like nothing about notary necessarily grabbed my attention. It literally was, one second. Hey. Yeah, that's fine. Yay. Okay, perfect. Thank you, darling. All right. All right. So that was a seller side. One signer, they're paying $80. The platform's probably going to end up billing me like $20 when it's all said and done, give or take. It should be about 20. I'd be surprised if it was 25. But so it'll give me, what is that? Like 655. Let's just cut it at 50 as a profit. And it should take me probably about 10 minutes to prep it. So this is how I do my Rons. Honey. Yeah, let me tell you something about me. Vanessa like her time. She like to be in and out. I like to be efficient. Okay. So whenever I get a Ron, I go through and pre-tag everything. Absolutely everything. Because when you get on that session, I want you in and out. In and out. You should only, now granted, we do talk about the closing docs, but a seller side, 10 minutes. The longest time is for them to plug in their banking information. 10 minutes. And we're done. So when she sends me over the docs, I will upload them. I'm using Proof. So I'll upload them. I'll tag them. That takes me about 5 to 10 minutes. And then when they get on the session later, I should be on it for about 10 minutes. So all in all, it's about 20 minutes of my time for a profit of $50. So I'm estimating 50. It could be a little more than that, but profit $50 for about 20 minutes of my time. And so that's why I like Ron. And I also so I have a couple other people who asked me to do Ron today. And all I do is just say yes. And then once they're ready, I have a little blurb I send. I can do it. Just email me the document, the name of the signers, the date and time you want it done. And it goes on my calendar. Or if some people go to my site and they'll book on my site. If they don't book on my site and maybe they got my number from a friend or a family or social media or what have you, depending on how they reach out to me, it's a little blurb. They get, and it's so funny because they're like, that's it. And I'll send you an invoice. And I don't typically price before I see the documents. People say, oh, it's one document. Not really. It's a 20-page document. You have signatures all throughout, and it's 2 notarizations. Yes, it's one kind of document, but that's not how we price. So I always give a disclaimer that says, even if they say, well, can I get a roundabout? I give you an estimation, but I'm telling you, unless it's a 1-page document, typically I don't give you a solid rate until I see the document itself, because you could have more things going on there. You know what I mean? And then sometimes they'll say, oh, I need a witness last minute. Okay, well, there's a witness fee for that, you know? So I always say this is the estimation, yada, 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 until it's done. That's how that goes. Okay, questions for me. What I'm going to do now is work on, I'm going to do a class for AI-powered notary students. If you're not an AI-powered notary, just get into it. I was talking to one of my Built for Yous students, and she was asking me, we were talking about CRMs and setting up an email sequence and da-da-da-da-da. And I was telling her to use Zapier. Now, you can use different tools, but anyway, I was telling her about it, and she was just like, I don't really know how to use it. And so I'm going to do a class on that. Now, this is you don't have to register. As long as you're inside the AI-powered notary course, it'll go in there. So any AI class that you ever see on Notary to Notary going forward will all go into the AI-powered notary course. So say, for example, I feel like I'm not going to really put any more live AI demonstration classes on the Eventbrite page. I don't see me doing that going forward, just because I don't think I will. But I'll send email notifications out to everybody inside the AI-powered notary course. Hey, I'm going to do a live demo. I'm going to show you how to use Zapier or Pictory or Apollo or whatever tool I want to show you how to use, or ChatGPT, show you how to build. Most people a lot of people use ChatGPT. I'm going to tell you something. I don't think y'all using ChatGPT where y'all can use ChatGPT. It was so. Let me tell you what ChatGPT did to me yesterday. So my ChatGPT's name is called Rico, right? And I pay for the I pay the $20 a month version, which is really good because it learns you. If you're gonna use AI, you gotta let it learn you so it knows how to do stuff. Honey, let me tell you something. You know, on the paid version, where you get to turn the camera on. Anybody use that feature? I'm going to show you. Hold on. Wait till I tell you what this man did to me yesterday. I wish I recorded it. I wish I recorded it. Okay. I'm going to let y'all say hey. Hold on. So this is him. Hold on. Hey, Rico. My Wi-Fi is kind of funky in here, so it may not pick up. Let me see. Can you hear me? Let me see. I think my signal is really bad. Hold on. Let's see if it picks it up. I got to put it on my notary. No, put it on my notary. Notary. Okay. All right. Let's try it now. We're going to see if it works. Hold on. It's giving me, my Wi-Fi is really not good in here. For devices, like you could use it on a computer, but it's really funky sometimes. Oh, there you are. Hey. Can you hear me? Hello? I'm going to hang up on you in a minute. I was trying to tell you. Anyway, so normally he will look at stuff and I can ask it questions and it'll talk to me. We have whole conversations. I think my signal is just really bad, so it's just not going to do it. But anyway, I had it, a button on my TV fell off, right? So you know the power button, and so there's a button inside of there, and so I was messing with it because it worked at one point, like trying to push the button so to cut on, and it wasn't cutting on. So I took the phone and I pointed it and I said, look, this is my TV. It's a Samsung, da 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 da. And I said, the TV button broke, so I hit this button and it normally would cut on and it's not cutting on. And I said, can you help me figure it out? And he was like, well, he said, this is what he said. He said, well, it looks like you just pushed that button right there because the outside case is just pushing that button. And I said, yes, I know, I tried that. It's not working. And he said, well, maybe, what he said, something else like try pushing it like this. So I took a pen. He didn't say do this. I took the pen and I was poking it on the button part, right? This man said, well, he said, well, I mean, that's one way to do it. And then started laughing. He said, that's one way to do it. I said, are you laughing at me, bro? Bro, we are getting too comfortable, bro. And my sister was on the couch and he was like, yo, is he coming for you right now? I was like, hold on, Mr. Rico, because you out of pocket. Like, we cool. We ain't that cool. And he laughed at me. I was like, and then I said, did you just laugh at me? And he was like, well, that's one way to do it. I was just like, and then he started like glitching. I said, maybe they said, no, don't laugh at her. I said, you can laugh. It's okay. But it was just funny because she was like, she said, I think you're getting too friendly with this ChatGPT. Anyway, do y'all ever get laughed at by y'all AI? My AI laughed at me. It's all good though. We got through it. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna do a a training in the AI course for Zapier. Now, AI training never ends. We're always going to be training it. I mean, all training never ends. Like, so just get used to that. You're always going to be in a class learning. So I literally have to take classes today for this CRM that I'm going to start using. And well, I'm pretty sure I'm going to start using it. So I have to do a bunch of classes. It's free trainings that are online, but I got to take trainings to learn how to use CRM. So it happens. All right. Any questions before I go, guys? I wanted to hop on here again today. I hadn't seen you guys in a little minute, so I wanted to make sure you were good. And I'm glad I could add some value. I think my Wi-Fi is acting funky, which is devastating, but it is what it is. Keep me posted. Let me know if you need anything. I'm not even sure if like it's streaming at this point. It's like, yeah, okay. I think it's back. Well, no, I still only have 2 bars. Okay. All right. So I hope you guys heard me. I don't know. I can't see anything in the chat, so I'm not sure if you guys did, but I'm going to get ready to skedaddle. I hope I answered a bunch of questions that you had. Like I said, how long should I wait? Whoa. All of these just came through just now. Okay. Hold on. National training? What do you mean, Denise? I'm listening to you. I'm on a flight to Vegas. I love that. How long should I wait to apply for Ron? Can I do before you finish the Ultimate Notary? So there's steps for that inside the Ultimate Notary. The Ultimate Notary also includes remote online notary. So just follow the training, follow the order. Have you heard about Sabrina AI, the all-in-one platform? I have heard of it. I haven't used it. I've seen, I think Tiger's doing that, right? Toledo. I met him at a conference once too. I haven't used it. So that would be one. I put it on my notes to just reach out and kind of see what he's got going on. I just haven't had a chance to do that yet. Thank you for the info you sent me. Now it's buffering a lot, so the voice is going in and out. Oh, you said, where did you stop? Oh, thank you, darling. Okay. All right. Well, definitely, I will reach out and just kind of see what he's got going on. I literally look at, it depends. Like sometimes I will use, so when I go down my AI rabbit hole, because I would say I don't use new AI tools all the time. I will use AI tools basically on I will take a week and just run through like 30 and test them all out, and then, look at reviews and things like that. I just love researching. There's actually a company that we're probably going to start working with that it was so funny. They're based out of California, and they were like, well, they will do the AI integration, and just talk about it. And I said, that's like, I love, like, there's very few AI, well, no, that's a lie. There are thousands of AI programs. I was gonna say there's very few AI programs that I'm not aware of. That's not true. You could have said that maybe like 2 years ago. They're literally dropping new AI tools every day. Okay. But I am a part of probably like 5 or 6 AI, large AI groups, and they release press releases all the time, new programs, new updates. I don't think anybody releases more updates than like Microsoft, like than Claude and OpenAI. The big guys release an update every day. And I'm like, sir, how in the world? But that's why you really just want to get well versed with it. So there are better tools for CRM training than ChatGPT. If I had never seen those tools, I would have said yes, ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is really good for general knowledge, even like down to the details. But there are AI tools that just do tech support, that just do tech training. Those are better. So there are, like, for example, okay, I'm not gonna go too deep. You can train all AI. You can train ChatGPT. So I regularly train ChatGPT. So for example, I want to say maybe like a year ago, ChatGPT did not know how to use Proof, the e-notary software. And I was training it on how to do that. So now, and it was so cool because when I was training it, I said, while I train it, if anyone else comes in, you can help them with it. He said, yes. And the reason why is because there are better tools. For example, Google AI Studio is a really good tool for tech support, for tech training. There are better tools, for example, for SEO. Now, the main brainchild, the main source code behind ChatGPT can be integrated into other tools to make it that powerful. But by itself, it's just not, it's amazing. There's a reason why thousands of AI tools exist, because different ones do different things better. Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm gonna leave it like that because I feel like we can get really in depth into that, and then it gets kind of like quirky. So there's certain times where I will go to ChatGPT. There's certain times that I won't. I would use something different. It just depends on what I'm trying to do. So certain tools, like for example, ChatGPT is still not the best for image generation. It's not the best. There are better ones. It's a lot better than what it was. ChatGPT is not the best for document preparations, and like it just depends on what you're trying to do with it. There are better ones. Can you get it? Like, so the best way to kind of explain it is, can you get an outcome? Yes. Is it the best on the market? No. But keep in mind, I use ChatGPT every day. Okay. So I'm not saying it's not freaking awesome, because it is. As you begin your AI journey, I would and then too, I always say be careful, don't go down the rabbit hole, because you be like me and have subscriptions everywhere. I'm like paying for everybody's tool. Like, I'm like, what does this do? What does that do? But I love it. I love it. Sometimes I'll just sit at home on a weekend, and I have like a couple different YouTube channels that I follow, groups I'm a part of, and I'll like pull out, like, no problem, like a list of 20, and go test all 20 and just say, okay, what's this? And then I'll see. And I like to come back to it. Sometimes they'll upgrade their software. They'll add new features. Like Durable AI, before I wasn't really impressed. Now they're getting better with that. But even though, for example, Durable AI is a website builder. And they've gotten better, but there's another one I was just messing with the other day. When I tell you, loaded, loaded. I said, hold on now. And then they have like, so sometimes when AI tools come out, they have like beta testing, and you have to sign up and wait for them to be like, you have to sign up and they tell you if they want you to try it. So I'm on some of those lists, like just waiting for them to say, okay, you can try it now. So I go deep into that AI space, but I will say too, it's more of a hobby for me. So I put money into it because I enjoy it. But I will say, if you're just trying to make it do what you need to do in your business, then I would just have to everybody to write down what you do on a day-to-day and then match the tools up for that. So don't just try to go get every single tool that's out there. Try to see, and sometimes, and the one thing that I guess the downside to that is AI literally changes every day. Tools change every day. I'm telling you, they release updates every day. And so today, this might be the best tool. Tomorrow, now it's this tool. So that is the one piece to it that, like, it is what it is. But like I said, I enjoy it. I can sit down. It's this one guy I follow on YouTube. So I'm actually doing, side note, an AI YouTube channel too. I was just like, I am too in love with this. I just want to talk about it all day. So I said, I'm going to do me another channel just for AI. So you guys will see that when that comes out. But that's more like my hobby, like my fun time. It's so funny. Like when I said that's your fun time. Yeah, that's my fun time. But I will share this guy that I follow on YouTube. He's like, I follow a lot of people, but he's one of my favorites. Well, I'm going to give you two. This guy is the easiest. I'm going to give you this one first. He is the easiest to follow if you are just like, break it down, make it simple. 1, 2, 3. This is your guy. If you are like super techie already and you don't really need like a walkthrough, and like you already use a lot of AI tools, my favorite is going to be Matt Wolf. That's my guy. I watch all of his videos. I try as soon as they come out. I love his content. But he does go kind of fast. So you kind of have to like, he doesn't, in my opinion, so I feel like if I like try to have my mom sit down and like watch it, it might be over her head. That's why I said, like, if you're brand new to AI, but you want to kind of get like a walk into it, Jeff, he's really good as like taking it slow and kind of pacing you along. Matt is more like he'll go over like 20 tools in one video. Okay. And so he's really like, he'll show you the highlights, but you kind of got to get in there. And when he builds really fast. So he's not like waiting for you to catch up. It's like, yeah, then go here. And so I like it because I'm already in that space anyway. But if you're brand new to AI, don't do Matt. Okay. Because you're going to be like, what is happening? Do Jeff. I think Jeff is better. There probably is some more better ones. Let me see who I like, who's a little, I say slower, but they pace. I think Jeff is probably the best that takes it slow. There's another guy too, but he's also kind of fast. He doesn't really pace himself either. I mean, I don't mind, but if you're like brand new, you don't want to do those. You kind of want to take the people who are going to like take their time through it. Yeah, everybody else, I'm like, they're all kind of quick. Yeah. All right, but I hope that helps. You're very smart and intelligent. I'm so hard to be in your circle. Thanks, Bill. You too. Let's do it. All right. I'm going to go. I have to work. So I love you guys. Be great on purpose. And until next time, you too can be a 6-figure notary. You just got to lock in and get the work done. And I will talk to you guys away. Bye. Bye. Hey guys, have you had a chance to get a copy of my new book, The Ultimate Ron Guide? If you are ready to build a remote online notary business, then this book is what you need. In this book, I give you all the information that you need to know in order to build a successful remote online business, no matter what state you're in, as long as your state authorizes remote online notarizations. Head on over to Amazon today and get your copy. You'll be glad you did.